Easy Explained Pragmatism by William James, the pragmatic conception of truth. So really getting into it here, looking at the cash value of truth, how we experience this. So to kick things off, diving fully into pragmatism here, big quote, very famous quote from James in this work. He says, true ideas are those that we can assimilate, validate, corroborate, and verify. Great verbs. False ideas are those we cannot. So that's what we're working with, right? That is what is true. We can cash it out. So let's move on to the thesis of this work here. James says, the truth of an idea is not a stagnant property inherent in it. Truth happens to idea. An idea becomes true. It is made true by events. Its verity is in fact an event, a process, truth as a process. The process, namely, of its verifying itself. It's a verification. Its validity is the process of its validation, right? Thinking of truth here as something that's continually evolving, developing, growing, almost alive, right? It continues to change and adapt through time. So let's look at how truth is useful. James says that you can say of it then either that it is useful because it is true, or that it's true because it's useful. Both these phrases mean exactly the same thing, namely that here is an idea that gets fulfilled and can be verified. True is the name of whatever idea starts the verification process. Useful is the name of its completed function and experience. So if we have a true idea, it should become useful when we enact it, when we put it into experience, test it out, apply it, it becomes useful. It achieves our ends, and that is pragmatic truth. So it's also going to be worthwhile. James says that the truth of a state of mind means this function of a leading that is worthwhile. If something is true, it's going to be worth your time to invest in it and carry it out, right? It's going to get you to what you're trying to do. So truth is also made. James says that truth for us is simply a collective name for verification processes, just as health, wealth, strength, etc. are names for other processes connected with life, and also pursued because it pays to pursue them. Truth is made just as health, wealth, and strength are made in the course of experience, right? Got to get out there, put it to the test, try it out, live it, experience it, use it. Truth is also expedient. James says the true, to put it very briefly, is only the expedient in the way of our thinking, just as the right is the only expedient in the way of our behaving, right? So if something is true, it's going to be right. It's going to be useful. You should think in truth. You should think true things. Those are always your choice to do. And in doing so, following from that, you'll be behaving correctly too, in a very useful way and a very righteous way. Now let's get to a little more philosophical end of this. He's going to apply it a little more metaphysically. He's going to get into relativism and pluralism. James is going to say that truth is pluralistic. He says the absolutely true, meaning what no farther experience will ever alter, is that ideal vanishing point towards which we imagine that all of our temporary truths will someday converge. It runs on all fours with the perfectly wise man, with the absolutely complete experience. And if these ideals are ever realized, they will all be realized together. Meanwhile, right, we're not at that ideal yet. We have to live today, and by what truth we can get today, and be ready tomorrow to call it falsehood, right? So truths can change from day to day. And this ideal that things are absolutely true is, James doesn't think we're quite there yet, at least on a lot of them. So let's think of truth like a snowball. So James says that the facts themselves, meanwhile, are not true. They simply are. Truth is the function of the beliefs that start and terminate among them. The case is like a snowball's growth, due as it is to the distribution of the snow on the one hand, and to the successive pushes of the boys on the other, with these factors co-determining each other incessantly. So truth needs us, right? And we need the truth. There's no truth without humans, and effectively there's no humans without lived truths. So I think that's a really good way to think about truth here, pragmatically, how it's useful, how it's right, how it's a choice, and how it's continuing to be lived and growing with our lived experience as well. So to sum up, a huge central tenet of pragmatism for now. Hope this helps.